You're watching Training Camp with Adam Marburger, exclusively on CBT News.
Welcome to Training Camp exclusively on CBT News. I'm your host, Adam Marburger, and I'm a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm a black belt in F&I. This show is designed to help F&I professionals enhance their F&I operations to ultimately achieve the rank of black belt. Thanks for joining us today on another session here in Training Camp, and I've got some best practices that I'm going to share with you today. Today's segment is about transitioning after the no. See, we know this. If we paint this perfect picture and we get involved early in the transaction and we're able to make a good first impression and we get our customer to somewhat like us and we do a really great menu presentation, the customer is going to still say no at times. So not every customer is going to just lay down on a menu and pick an option. As a matter of fact, 60% of our customers immediately say no. So how do we deal with the no? And I'll tell you right now, I'm going to make a statement, and I want you to write this down for those that take notes. See, customers want to purchase F&I products. Write that down. Customers want to purchase F&I products. They just don't want to be sold F&I products. So understand that they want to buy, they don't want to be sold. And consumers want to transact the way they want to transact. So if the customer wants to pay cash, embrace it. If they want to lease, embrace it. When the customer says no, it's based typically on a previous experience. And what we're trying to do with the no is to get our consumer to verbalize why. So I'm going to give you a couple of tips today that will help you transition after the no. So when your customer says no to you, it's real simple. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, you were quick to decline the coverage. Why is it that you prefer to be unprotected? See, I use the word prefer and the word strategically unprotected last. I'm telling the customer that they prefer to be unprotected. Nobody really wants to be unprotected, right? And all we're trying to do is to get our retail customer to verbalize why. When I ask them, why is it you prefer to be unprotected? They're going to say, hey, listen, I bought one before, or I don't believe in them, or, I was told never to buy one. You know what? I'm going to self-insure. I don't see the value in it, or I can't afford it. They're going to say one of 6 things. We've heard the objections over and over and over again. But it's critical. Before we go into any objection handling, we got to focus on the transition, and we have to get our retail customer to verbalize why they're saying no. So let's back up a little bit. Sometimes we get customers that come in and they're very adamant. They're shutting us down before we even get into a menu. Sometimes our customers telling our sales professional, hey, tell the finance department we don't want any of them extras. If you're an F&I, I'm sure you've encountered this before, where you've gone over some of their paperwork and you put the menu in front of them and they're saying, hey, nope, we don't want any of that stuff, right? That happens. But here's the reality. Some F&I people get a little nervous. Some F&I people get a little scared and intimidated when the customer is very strong when they verbalize, I don't want any of that stuff. But let me share something with you real quick. It's based on a previous experience. And if you can understand that consumers make decisions based on previous experience, you can slow down and have some empathy. Have some casual conversation. When a customer is really strong with me and they say, hey, I don't want any of those extras. Hey, listen, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, these are just your options. You can take some of them, all of them, or none of them. But let me ask you a question. You were very passionate about not purchasing any of these programs. Why is that? Did you have a bad experience in the past? So I can reframe it. All I need is to get the retail customer to verbalize out loud why they're declining the coverage. And then I can isolate it and overcome it with logic and common sense. All right? See, 1999 called. They want their word tracks back. You don't need to use them anymore, y'all. You got to get people to like you, trust you, show empathy, put them before yourself. Treat the customer like they're a guest in your own home. And when they say no, anticipate that they're going to say no. All right? 6 out of 10, you're going to hear no. Might be 7 or 8 out of 10 if you're skipping steps, right? So when the customer says no, it's, hey, listen, no worries. Let me ask you a question. You were quick to decline the protection. Why is it that you prefer to be unprotected? Here's another one. I like this one as well. Let me ask you a question. You were quick to decline the coverage. In today's environment, more customers are saying yes to the protection than no. Why is it that you prefer to be unprotected? Just serve them up with a different mindset. Unprotected is a word that you use last, all right? So for those taking notes, I'm going to say this one more time. Mr. or Mrs. Customer, you were quick, at some level passionate about declining the protection available to you today. Why is it that you prefer to be unprotected? Play with that a little bit. I promise you, you'll see some positive results. I'm going to say this again. Retail customers want to purchase F&I products. They just don't want to be sold F&I products. Let's focus on getting our customer to verbalize why they're saying no, and then we can overcome that no with common sense, logic, with a servant-leading heart. Because at the end of the day, our job is to provide solutions to problems that the retail customer doesn't always seize. All right, that's what we do. Thank you for spending some time today with me here in training camp, exclusively on CBT News. Remember, if nothing changes, nothing changes. We must take action in our stores and be willing to invest in the training. See, training is not something that we did. It's something that we must do, and we must do it on a continuous basis. Just remember this, fights aren't won in the ring. They're won in training camp. I'll see you soon, my friends.
Thanks for watching Training Camp with Adam Marburger, exclusively on CBT News.